Listen to that. The sound of fresh snow under our boots. I swear, there's nothing else like it. It's almost like the forest is whispering back with every step we take. You know, every time winter comes around, I somehow forget how still everything feels at night. It's like the whole world presses pause, even if it's just for a second. That pause is just long enough for us to slip away from everything and everyone and have a moment that's just ours. Don't you love this time of year? The trees and the ground are wrapped in that soft blanket of snow, sparkling under the moonlight like tiny diamonds. It reminds me of the first time we wandered out here. You know, those nervous little glances we kept sneaking at each other, like we were both trying to pretend we weren't freezing and flustered at the same time. God, I remember that so clearly. But tonight feels different. The air nips at my skin like tiny kisses. That sharp, cold kind of kiss that wakes you up, and it makes you feel something all the way inside your chest. I know most people would hate it, but I think the cold air feels nice, and it makes every breath feel fresh and alive. Hey, thank you again for inviting me. It means more than I want to admit out loud, but though I guess that's exactly what I'm doing, aren't I? I'm glad you asked me to watch the stars with you. Really, really glad. And being back here, it makes me happy in a way I didn't expect. I don't think we've come back here to this spot since our first date. Do you remember that night? Of course you do. You're the kind of person who remembers everything. Moments, glances, the way someone smiles when they're totally not trying to. And the way you pay attention without making a big show about it. You know, I always liked that about you. Here, let's sit. The snow's not too deep if we brush it aside a little. There. Perfect. Now we just have to look up. The sky's a lot clearer than it was earlier. It looks like all of those clouds we saw when we were walking in finally drifted off. The stars look like they're showing off for us, don't they? All bright and sharp, like a velvet blanket scattered with ice. I always forget how many there are until nights like this. Billions. Millions of billions. And somehow, out of all the places in the universe, here we are. We're just two people sitting in a snowy forest, breathing the same cold air, sharing the same quiet moment. It's funny how things line up sometimes. You know, lately everything has felt rushed, noisy, like the world's been spinning too fast, dragging us along whether we're ready or not. And I didn't realize how much I needed a pause until you asked me to come here tonight. You always have this strange little talent of knowing exactly when I need to breathe. This forest, this place, it feels like stepping out of time, like nothing can reach us here, not work, not stress, not expectations, not the 1,000 little things we're both always juggling. Just us, in the stars, in the snow, in the quiet. And you? I've missed you more than I've let myself say. Okay, before you laugh, no, it's not cheesy. Okay, maybe it's a little cheesy, but you bring out the best in me. Do you see that cluster of stars up there? The bright handful right above the tall pines? We used to make up stories about them, constellations that only belong to us because no one else would ever imagine them the same way. Do you remember the story that you told me? The one where you said the brightest star was mine because it shined as bright as my smile? God, you were so smooth that night. You were trying so hard to act casual while basically holding me in the most romantic line imaginable. And I just stood there like an idiot, pretending you didn't see I was blushing and basically melting in your hands. I never forgot that, but you know what? I like our star better. It's still up there, same place as it always has, the second brightest one in that little bunch, just hanging there, watching over this frozen little world. There's something comforting about that, about returning to a place and finding something exactly where you left it. Like, maybe not everything changes even when life gets messy and complicated. I've been thinking a lot lately how things change, how people grow, how sometimes you look back and realize you're standing somewhere completely different from where you thought you'd be. And yet, somehow some things stay, and some people stay. You stayed. And I don't take that lightly. You know, there's a reason I said yes so quickly when you invited me. It wasn't the nostalgia, or the stars, or the snow. It was you. Just you. When you ask, I come running. Even if I pretend I'm not, I like being around you. More than I probably should. More than I'll ever fully admit without freezing my tongue to this log of embarrassment. But with you, everything feels easier. Even silence feels comfortable. Like right now, how we don't need to fill every second with talking, how the quiet just settles between us in this soft, warm way that makes me want to stay out here until my fingers go numb. Look at your breath in the air, all pale and ghostly. Mine too. We'll just look like two little dragons sitting in the snow. Do you remember how nervous you were on our first date? You kept shifting your weight from one foot to the other, like you couldn't decide whether to run toward me or away from me. And then, when I brushed the snow out of your hair, the way you froze. You didn't even blink. I thought for a second you were going to topple over like a startled deer. You know, you're cute when you get shy. You try to hide it, but I see the little tells. Your shoulders tense up a bit. You breathe in just a little too long, and your eyes dart somewhere else before coming back to me. I think that's one of the reasons I like being close to you now. Because I can see all those tiny things. The warmth in your cheeks, The way the starlight catches in your eyes, and the way you tilt your head when you're listening to me, like you are right now. It's nice. Really nice. Here, tilt your face up again. Do you see that faint streak across the sky? That's a satellite drifting by. Slow, steady, quiet. Almost peaceful in a weird technology meets nature kind of way. Stars, satellites, frost-covered trees. It all blends together into something beautiful, and sharing it with you makes it feel even more special. I wonder how many people get nights like this, moments like this, moments where everything softens and the world feels small and gentle instead of heavy and loud. Not many, I think, which makes me sad, but it also makes it even more valuable to me. Can I tell you something? Something I probably should have said a long time ago. You make me feel safe. Not in an obvious way, not in a save me from danger way, but in a quiet way. Like I can let my guard down without worrying I'm gonna regret it later. I don't get that with many people. Anyone, really. But with you, I do. And it scares me and comforts me in a weird, equal measure kind of way. I know, maybe this isn't the most romantic setting to say something like that. We're literally sitting on a cold log in a snowy forest under a sky that looks like it's practically ready to freeze our eyelashes off. But that's the thing. I don't need candlelight or music or fancy anything to tell me how I feel. This, just being here with you, that is enough for me. And it always has been. You know, I've been thinking a lot about us, about what we are, what we were, and what we could be again if we wanted to, if you wanted to. Maybe I'm overthinking. I do that sometimes. But coming back here feels like opening a book we never finished. Like there were pages left unwritten, and for the first time in a long time, I want to pick up that pen again. Do you feel that pull too? That little pull, that soft tug in your chest that whispers, this moment matters? Hold out your hand. Look. Snowflakes. Big ones. They're floating down so slowly, landing on your gloves like tiny crystals. They melt fast, but for a split second, they're perfect. No two snowflakes are alike, just like us, but together we are perfect. I don't know what's gonna happen after tonight. Life isn't exactly predictable, but I do know one thing. I'm glad I'm here with you right now under these beautiful stars in this snowy forest, wrapped up in the kind of quiet that feels like it's holding us gently in its hands. And if you want, we can stay out here a little longer, watching the sky, letting the world spin on without us, just being together, the way we used to, the way I've missed. I don't mind the cold, not when you're beside me. So What do you say? Stay with me a little longer?